You flip round.
Am I upside down?
You're sideways.
Sideways.
Oh, Lord. All right. As soon as it goes live, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Nope.
Boy, you turn me.
And round. Here we go.
Now you're this way.
Did a 180.
I know. I don't understand.
Did it just, oh my gosh.
I feel like when you flipped it sideways to get connected, it reset as that's the baseline. Now you're normal.
But I don't think we're live.
Oh, no.
In the corner of ours, it says live.
It does say live on ours.
The
Yeah.
content.
It's just 5 years.
Okay. So you can see me the right way here.
Correct. Yep.
All right. Well, we don't make it do what it do, baby.
So it's just over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on here.
No, right?
All right.
It's working.
Look at that. How many people does it take to go live on YouTube? Hey, dope people. It's your girl Paisley. I'm the Mindset Makeover Maven and the Dope Life Movement creator.
And I'm Carolyn. I'm sitting here with Paisley, the Dope Life creator.
She said the next set of dope is So we are excited. We have kicked off this new year. We are doing our dry January thing for all of you people out there who do not imbibe or choose to limit how you enjoy beverages during January. And we love each and every one of you who come out and join us. So jump in here like Double Dutch. You know what to do. Go ahead and drop that heart emoji if you're catching us live. And if you're catching us on the replay, make sure you drop your number twos in the comments down below. And don't forget to tell us what you're sipping on because we want to know. We want to know. We just nosy like that. So just come in here. Now, listen, we've started a whole new platform. So bear with us. We know we love when you guys engage with us. However, I may not be able to see it, catch it immediately because we're getting used to the new platform. But don't stop commenting and don't stop saying things to us because even if we have to come back to it and get back to you later, we definitely will. But we have some special guests in the house on tonight. We are here with the owners of Tweedle Botanicals. So ladies, introduce yourselves, please.
Well, thanks for having us. It's exciting to be here.
Absolutely.
I'm Jessica, one of the co-owners.
And I'm Catherine.
Jessica and Catherine, thank you so much for joining us. All the time, and I mean a lot, I get questions from people about like, hey, what else can I have that's gonna give me a little something, but not gonna give me the after effects of having had cocktails all night or whatever, right? And so I love to be able to bring to everyone different options and opportunities for you to expand your bar, right? And to give you something else that you can try that's gonna work for you. So you guys sent us, I'm gonna try and make sure I got both of us in here. You guys sent us this, first of all, we're gonna have to get into this bottle and design. Like who came up with this design? I love it.
It's very beautiful. It feels very rich. Like it's really like it's a nice heavy glass. Like it's not like, it's like it has some good weight to it.
Feels like a good cocktail. to
Yeah,
come
it's
out
like
of it.
like a nice strong something's gonna come from it.
Well, that's what we were going for. We wanted it to be competitive with spirit, and look like a nice elevated drink because that's what we were wanting to create, you know? And
Mhm.
everything
Absolutely.
that you said, that's why we made it.
Yeah.
Because we also
Yeah.
were looking for something that tasted like an adult drink, but without alcohol and had some functionality to it. And we ended up
Yeah.
crazy enough to think we could make it ourselves. And so we did.
Enough, it just might work.
Exactly. Like, can we do this? Maybe a little naive, but you know, like we did it.
Yeah.
No, I actually love it. I think that it is important. To me, aesthetics are really important, right? How something looks determines if I'm gonna try it or outside of if I just see it on the shelf, if outside of somebody telling me, girl, you need to try this, then the way that it looks, it matters. It makes a difference. I'm big on branding, but how did you guys come up with Tweedle? And I love like that this looks like a tweed jacket. So
Yeah, I think similar to that.
Yeah. Or should we start with how we got the name?
Sure.
So it was one of those things where we're like, okay, let's make some lists of names that we think sound fun. And then we spent like 2 weeks like making all these notes of what could it be, what could it be. And then we got together with our husbands and the four of us sat down and with our like short list. And Jessica's dad used to call you Tweedledee when you were little. I'll let you
Yeah.
explain actually because it's
Yeah.
more
That was
connection.
it was my nickname growing up. So Tweedle has been something like in emails early on and stuff like that. And so I put it on the list because it's just kind of a fun sounding word. And ultimately we all liked it. And to your point, the tweed could tie in. We could use green. We like instantly, the minute we all were vibing on tweed, it was like we knew it would be a green tweed and it would kind of look like a plant with the pattern and it would tie into like, you know, UK background with that kind of, you know, tweed history. And it just
yeah,
kind of
Yeah.
made all the things. If it wasn't for the Tweedle, we wouldn't have thought of the tweed and the
Yeah.
tea and kind of the aesthetic of it all.
So I think once we got the name, the visual of what the bottle would look like came quite quickly.
Yeah.
But I still love it when people say, "Oh, this is a great bottle." Like
Yeah.
I think
yes, love it.
Yeah, it's a very beautiful.
important.
Yeah.
I love that. So we have the person who's jumping in for our soul part of Sippin' and Soul Speak trying to get admitted. So we're gonna actually go ahead and let him get added here. And we're gonna keep going because we're gonna get into this drink. So I have so many questions that people were asking me because this is a CBD,
Mhm.
right? Infused, is that what I'm supposed to say?
You can say infused. It's we call it a hemp spirit or a CBD spirit, just so people can kind of understand it. And I know that there's a lot of confusion on CBD and the different forms of it. So
Yes. And so I have a lot of people, right, who have their government workers. We're in the DMV, right? So there's a lot of people here in the DMV and they're like, I'm not risking my good government job. And
yeah.
I'm like, I understand. And so they started asking me questions. I'm like, I can't answer those. So, but we are definitely asking. So, is it safe for a person who is subjected to random drug testing for THC?
If they're testing for THC, so it's the same plant, right? And
Yep.
if you notice on the bottle, and each bottle has a QR code on the back.
Mhm.
And if you pull that up, it will pull up all of our testing. And basically, the first page is all the cannabinoids and terpenes, and it'll show non-detectable for THC. I always want to be cautious if with drug testing because it depends if they're going to pull any of the CBDs or if it's really strictly just the THC.
Gotcha.
So I don't ever want to like overpromise because it really depends on what the drug test is.
Right.
But the product, the reason that we remove the THC is so it's not something that does get you high. You know, like in here in Colorado, there's actually no age restriction on it. It's different for different states, but
Right.
so you know, the drug testing thing, I wish I had like a solid, clear answer, but it really depends on the testing that they're getting done. And it would be a question for, you know, if they felt comfortable asking if it also tested for CBD. Because if it does, obviously, you
Right, right.
And then we'll come.
yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah.
Gotcha. Well, we're gonna get into it. And now do we need to shake it or no?
No, you moved it around, that's fine. Yep.
Okay.
If it sits for a long period of time, because it's got organic lemon concentrate in it, and some of those things will settle. So for best
Okay.
experience, we recommend a little shake if it's been sitting for a while.
This is my ice has been sitting for a while, so I'm gonna drink the water out of it.
We've got our little drinks to join you too.
Oh, wonderful. I'm having it.
Let's see.
You do that now.
So-
We are smarter than a bottle of tonic.
No, no, yeah, we're smarter. The question was stronger.
So the CBD, the reason we even have it is when we were looking for, we were doing a Sober October together in 22, and we live in Colorado, so, you know, THC is legal here, and you can get CBD in all different forms. And through our families, we were already using CBD creams. Catherine had a knee injury skiing, and
Yeah, I was using like a pain relief CBD balm thing at night.
Oh.
My husband's, he was training for a 100-mile run, and he was using some of the like the kind of sleep gummies and recovery gummies, and it's in a lot of sparkling seltzer type drinks here. I mean, you can often even get like a shot of CBD in your coffee if you want. It's around a lot. And
Wow.
we thought that there was, when we were doing dry Sober October, we were like, oh, let's get a spirit form and make some cocktails and stuff. And then we realized there wasn't. It was all just the sparkling seltzers in the liquor
Yeah.
store. So then we
Okay.
had a little
yeah,
idea that maybe it would be nice to make one.
yeah. And that's how Tweedle started, honestly, is we were looking for something we assumed existed and couldn't find.
Well, cheers, ladies.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Give me a drink.
Cheers.
Oh, this is giving a cocktail. Mhm.
That's nice.
Thank you.
It is. So it's refreshing. It's very lemony, like zesty too. So
And also what I noticed is that it's no sugars and it's only 5 calories. So you can drink a whole bottle.
You could. You will sleep great. Yes. Yes. I think that was something we thought people would appreciate, is having it. Taste was important. Aesthetics were too, but taste was always first. But we wanted to kind of keep it low sugar for anyone who is also conscious of that. Or
Yeah, so it works for you, like, because a lot of times people with New Year's resolutions, they're always like, it's always weight loss or like health conscious when we're
Right,
going into
right.
the year, but you still need something to kind of like relax you and unwind. Because I did a sober, I want to say it was like August through December,
oh wow.
and I didn't drink for a while, but now I'm like, I'm slowly deciding if I want to go back, but everyone else is not drinking, so it's still easy right now for me.
everybody's doing their dry January.
So yeah, but as I was on it, I was very conscious of what people put into them, because a lot of them were like just sugar forward to make
Yeah.
it just like to try to make it taste good. So it's just a whole bunch of syrups, and they were doing like, different, like even when you go to the restaurants, they were doing like infused simple syrups and then just like adding soda water to it. And so it was just like you were drinking like bottles of, glasses
Like
of
a
sugar with
soda.
ice. And so it was very difficult. So having something that relaxes you and provides it at a low caloric intake is just that's necessary.
I feel like it's easy to add the sugar to it. Like if someone, because the hemp gives us a little bit of bitterness, you might be able to taste that.
Yeah.
It's as soon as you mix it, it kind of mellows out with a bit of tonic water or seltzer water. But then if you wanted it sweeter, you could easily add a dash of simple syrup yourself. But as you say,
Yeah.
we wanted to have it like as low calorie, doesn't spike blood sugar, all the good things. Like start
Yeah.
from there, and then people can adapt it as they want to.
Yeah.
I mean,
And-
it tastes good the way it is without even adding anything, but you do have the option to be able to do so.
Absolutely. And then what are the effects, right, of a hemp plant-based spirit. Yes.
Yes. So we'll talk a little bit more about the CBD specifically. So it's a broad spectrum CBD. So what that means is, you know, like marijuana and hemp are the same plant. It's just that marijuana has been grown to have high THC content, and hemp is considered the industrial version that you would make a cloth with or something like that. But it's still going to have a small amount of THC in it. And so that's federally legal with the 2019 hemp law. And so when you do take it out of the hemp naturally, there's going to be some THC in it. And that's where you see people take that and make it into like Delta 8 and Delta 9. Those are the THCs, and they'll increase those. In our case, it wasn't really our intention to make something that got people high. You can do that, no judgment, but you can do it on your own outside of it, or add it to the drink, or smoke it and have a drink, whatever. But for us,
Right.
it was more about providing something that could be for sober people, or Colorado sober, or Cali sober, or whatever. They could just have the THC in a different form. So broad spectrum CBD means that we have all the other cannabinoids and terpenes to work together to create the most functionality, except for the psychoactive THC. So we've just pulled the THC out so that you can drive, you can have a couple drinks, and it's going to be more of a mild,
Like calming.
yeah, calming. You're not going to feel it in your head. Some people are more sensitive than others. You know, if you drink a lot of caffeine, you drink a lot of alcohol, you might not feel it as strongly as someone who is very clean, and that's okay. But for myself, like if I have physical pain, I might feel it first by the physical pain being lessened, or just like a general calming. So it's going to be a
So what
much.
I heard you say is this is going to help my little stiff hips.
I was actually touching my hip because I was having a lot of hip pain in the fall. Yeah. So depending on the person, it's just going to be more of a.
But the other one is sleep, isn't it? So
Yeah.
some people, the thing we hear the most just when we chat to people about the product is they'll tell us they had like a really good night's sleep because there's got the CBN strain in it. So for some people, having a couple of these before bed can help with like a good night's
Yeah.
sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Because I do believe that a part of being able to energize your essence is to get some good sleep.
Mhm.
And I tell people all the time, you can't make up missed sleep cycles. And so if you, and that is one of the things that people struggle with a lot, is getting good sleep. It comes from a lot of different things, anxieties and all these other things. But if you don't get your sleep, it's hard to make up those missed sleep cycles. And then it has an impact on your mind and your body. So if you have, for those of you out there who've told me that you have issues with going to sleep, and then some people think that alcohol is going to help them go to sleep, and sometimes it does the opposite, right? It impacts your sleep where it causes you to wake up during the night and things like that. So if this is something that helps you to sleep, then there you go. You can still have your nightcap and get some good rest. So that is definitely important. So,
For sure. Yeah.
I love it. So, and there's a lemony, there's a zest, there's a little bitterness. And I became a huge Negroni fan last year. So I enjoy a cocktail that has a little bitterness to it. And so I do think this is great. I think it would be a great nightcap. I'm wondering, have you ever had this in like a warm cocktail, like a toddy or?
Yeah. Yep.
We've played with it, haven't we?
Yeah.
Because it's like there's a bit of ginger in there as well. I don't know if you can taste it. So that lemon and ginger, it blends quite well as you say, a warm drink or like apple cidery style.
Especially this time of year. Yeah.
I was gonna say, because it's like, I don't know what the temperature is where you are, but it snowed a week ago. Yeah, a little bit over a week ago, and it's still ice on the ground.
We don't have snow anymore. We have ice.
It's just ice.
This next week, I think, is going to be cold for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, we're supposed to get down to like 17.
This is
So for you all, it's normal.
So the
For
snow,
here,
We don't like it.
it's not going anywhere. Normally by now the snow would have gone away, and now and it wasn't a ton of snow, but it was
enough.
It was enough snow that being that it hasn't warmed up, now it's just icy
It's just
outside.
sitting here.
So it feels like soup and hot toddy weather and
Definitely.
good chili and
Something
like that.
hearty.
Something nice and hearty and stay
Warming.
inside. And here we are outside.
Yep.
So yeah, I do. I love this. I appreciate you guys coming on and sharing it with us. So Tweedle Botanicals, and you guys have offered our audience a Sippin 5 is the code,
Mhm,
and
capital letters. Yep.
so it's a 5% discount on Tweedle. Make sure you go to delaceypaisley.com so that you can get the information. We will put it out there. We'll put it in the comments here as well. But make sure that you go to their website and put in that code, and then you will be able to get this sent directly to your home, and you can try it yourself, and hopefully you can get a little relaxed and a little less stiff of a hip. Catherine and Jessica, thank you so much for joining us. We absolutely appreciate you. So Tweedle Botanicals, this is the product, this is the bottle. It is, it's actually quite tasty, and I'll tell y'all next week if I got a good night's sleep.
Right. You can make that hot toddy too. It gets cold this weekend.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. We appreciate you. And ladies, you stay warm out there. And thank you for being here. We look forward to talking to you again.
Same. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
You guys have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
I think you guys are going to have to end it on your end.
Okay, trying. The screen shrunk. Got it? Yep. Okay.
Yeah, that's gone.
You just slide over.
Yeah. Are you guys able to press end on your end? Or leave?
We're trying, ladies.
No worries.
Fine, take your
Button.
time.
Just close. Stop down.
So weird. Yes, the right of my corner. So yeah, there they go. They're gone now.
Hey, Prince.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing?
Hey, how are you? Happy New Year and all that good stuff.
And thank you. Happy New Year to you all as well, and to you beautiful ladies. Thank you for having me here.
Absolutely. We can't get this new year kicked off without having you on here and telling us how to get our mindset together and talking about some good stuff. We are over here sipping on a Tweedle and tonic, which is a CBD infused alcohol-free cocktail.
I like it. You know, I was in the background watching, or should I say backstage, I was watching, and I was just like, I think I need some of that as well. That looks good. I want to take a little sippity sip, I know we're supposed to bring our beverage of choice on here and talk about what we're sipping on, and to say the least, I'm sipping on I guess most people will call it boring. I call it refreshing, but my water right here,
Listen, you always have to have some high quality H2O now for when you
kind of
never
have
know.
some. Hey, see, there we go. And uh, I know we're gonna get into this, my background, but I lived at a monastery for some time, and while being there, one of the first things that I was curious about was why they handed us glass water bottles, and why would we carry these glass bottles around when we're in nature? There's rocks and stones on the ground. We could drop it, and that was my main concern. Just like, oh, if I drop this water bottle, like, what's going to happen? Am I going to get in trouble, reprimanded for dropping the water bottle? And once I was able to get over that phobia, uh, I started to realize that there is significance in carrying around a glass water bottle, and some of the benefits are uh, whenever water, whenever you intake water from a glass water bottle, the water goes to your system completely different than it does if you're drinking water from a plastic water bottle. So that's number one. Number two, the BPS and BPA, and those are there are studies that are done. I'm not sure how accurate it is. However, I will say that I read an article on it, and it said that to avoid the BPS and the BPA, you should drink water from a glass water bottle. And the reason why that's important because a lot of times we don't know where the water comes from when it's in a plastic container, and if the water sits in the sun, then the plastic or the water gets contaminated with the plastic.
Right.
So because of the high, I mean the heat,
Right.
that melts the plastic, and so it goes into your
The
water.
particles are in your water now.
The
Yep.
particles are in your water, and so the most important thing for you to do is to uh, have your water in a glass water container, and if the sun penetrates the glass, what will happen? Maybe your water is hot, but you still have the purified water and the clean water that's going to cleanse your body.
That's
So
right.
that was another
Just a
part.
little
And
hot.
then go ahead.
I think it's just a little hot. It's fine.
That's it. That's it. That's fine. Just add a little ice cubes or put it in the refrigerator or the freezer. And then the
Or
last
let
thing
it
is
sit in the creek while you're out there in nature.
right. Let it sit in the creek. It'll cool down again. So I think okay. So two more things. One of the things I learned was just always being conscious. Just carrying a glass water bottle around makes you conscious, and I noticed that from being at the monastery. Right, what happens when you drop a glass container? Probably 90% of the time it breaks. To that 10%, you're just lucky. But we are in a state and in our lives right now where everything is happening and we're not conscious of anything that's happening. Everything is happening so fast; it's happening at a rapid pace, and so carrying a glass water bottle around makes you more conscious because you're going to pop in and out of consciousness and say, wait. I don't want to drop this bottle. What am I doing right now? So it brings you back to the presence of awareness. And the last thing is we hold power within ourselves. And when you intake water, you should have a positive mindset or heart because water is healing. And if you don't drink, or if you don't have the right mindset and the right sentiments, whenever you digest or ingest your water, what happens is it doesn't give you the right nutrition that you need to process the water. Yeah, you'll drink the water, but you want to be hydrated. You also want the water to hydrate your cells. So on the cellular level, this stuff runs deep. So uh, it's important to have some high quality H2O around in the glass water bottle. So that's why I wanted to just break into that, with my little soliloquy. Thank you for that time for me to to talk about what I'm sipping on. So I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna go ahead and
Welcome to his
cheers to
TED
you.
Talk.
As I appreciate right. Welcome to my TED Talk. I just want to tell y'all I'm
It's
sipping on a
about a
little
water
water.
bottle. But you know what?
Well,
To be fair, right? I think that what you said, I would have never thought about it that way.
mm,
To carry a glass water bottle changes your awareness
absolutely.
because you do realize that if you drop that joint, it's gonna be a problem on
It's gonna be a
whatever
problem.
level, right? Because if you
Absolutely.
drop it and it breaks, now somebody got to clean this up. You got to make sure that you get all the shards of glass up and all of these different things so that someone could cut them. Like it's so much, it would bring you into a level of be here now is what I call it, right? You got to be here now. You got to be aware. You have to be conscious of where you are and what you're doing, what's going on around you, because there are consequences, and there's consequences to everything that we do. We're just not always, we've made things so that we don't have to be as aware of what's going on around us and our surroundings. So I love that because I would have never thought about that. I am very much like, oh, I didn't set that thing over to the side in the car.
Right.
Now I got glass in the car seat. You know what I mean?
In the road so far. I hit the curb.
Right,
Exactly.
How y'all win.
it's, now it's glass everywhere, and so I would have never thought of it from that perspective of like the whole, the BPAs and the plastic not being good for you. I think people are very conscious of that, and not as many as should be, right? But we're becoming more aware that that's a problem, and
Absolutely.
but we're not. I don't think I've ever heard anybody be like, you should drink water from a glass water bottle because it'll make you more conscious of what's going on in your life. Like, wait a minute.
But I mean, we don't necessarily need to be conscious anymore, right? We don't think. Like honestly, no, when you really think about it, we don't think. We have AI, we have systems, we have all these things. It's like to the point now, I've seen even just normal messages between people, they're having ChatGPT write a text message respond. Like it's like you're responding to me from a bot because you don't even want to think about how you need to take the time to respond to me. And so it's all of those things that like we have so many things in the world that takes us away from consciousness, that takes us away from actually using our brain power and our brain cells, which is like on another level because it's like the more you use your brain, the more you're able to tap into more parts of your brain. And so it's like if I take all of those things from you, I make you want to use it less. So now you're becoming dumber and it's all working for me. Yeah, all of that from a glass bottle of water. Absolutely.
Come on now, darling. Now I gotta get the flavor snacks up in this thing. I see you. I love it. It's beautiful. Exactly. You are both accurate. Absolutely accurate. In a few years, knowledge will be obsolete. You won't have to think about doing anything. We will have AI doing it for us. And pretty soon, man, I'm going all the way out there. Y'all activated me. I'm going all the way out there. But pretty soon, the human as we know it will be, expiring pretty soon or endangered. And the reason why is because most people are looking forward to the hybrid human that will actually put the neural link in their brain to be able to think at an optimal level, or don't really have to think. They have an idea, and the neural link finishes that thought process and processes it, and process the information and put out the information, maybe for business, maybe to solve a problem that you have. So,
Maybe because you have menopause and you could forget what you're saying in the middle of saying it. I'm just saying.
but yes, it's all true. It's all true. And we are all looking to try to get closer to perfection. And we are already perfectly perfect. It's just that society, we're in society, we live in a space of competition. And so we're always competing to try to be the best. And we feel that the best has to have all the information, has to keep going and have all the information. But a lot of times a pause is what will re-energize you and allow you to live in the most optimal state as possible. And I heard you speaking about sleep as well and how important that is to Lacey. So I'll just leave it at that.
No, honestly, it's like what we're trying to be cookie cutter tackle boxes, like Stafford wives, and that's it. We're all
We're the same.
left, right.
Right.
Until something
Exactly.
throws a glitch in and you're like, whoa.
What just happened? What just happened? Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Can you imagine like your little neural link just fizzes out and you're in the
Yeah.
middle of
I was like, what do you mean?
Nah.
The way it's like, like the cashier when the when the power goes out
they don't know
and they don't know how much change to give you back. Like what? Basic arithmetic? Like you mean to
Yeah.
tell me you don't know how to do multiplication? You didn't do your times table, so okay.
What is that? Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Listen.
So
And today stores have to shut down,
Yeah.
right? Because we don't carry cash.
Mhm.
We, if I can't take a credit card payment, then I can't sell you anything.
Mhm.
yeah,
And so
absolutely.
we are, we are winning and
We
losing at
we are
the same time.
Yeah, I mean, I remember back in the
absolutely
day, like
winning.
something happened.
Yes.
You still was able to take the credit card. You had to remember the 3-ply paper and the machine to
Yeah,
put the card in. You have to run it
exactly.
over. And then it was a point when
The
you didn't
first
have
time I
the
saw that,
machine, but you had to be knowledgeable enough to know that you can put the card on a hard surface, get a pen, and scrub it across that. You gonna still get that number.
that's it. That's
We're gonna
it.
charge
That
for
is
account at some
it.
point.
So you gonna get charged.
Right.
Then it
JC
goes
Penney's
out
and
there like,
Sears.
so what's next? What do we do?
So listen, we just jumped in here and started this conversation. We didn't
I
even
know we did.
introduce my boy. We just started talking like we good family and friends, and we just catching up. So everybody out there in Sippin and Soul Speak land, on my soul sippers, this is Prince Daniels Jr. He is a former Baltimore Ravens player. He is a transformational coach. So he is out here trying to help people get it together and get on the right track. And one of the things that I love, and you're gonna have to tell me exactly the name of it again. You had been a part of a platform that was for men, and you guys were just out there with like Heal Bro, or like, you guys had this whole
Heal, bro.
platform,
Just heal.
just Heal Bro,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like it touched my heart because so many we teach men to be strong and be hard and never let them see you sweat and don't let them see you cry and don't show your feelings and you ain't got no feelings.
Man up.
Right.
And all of these things.
Take it on the chin. I
And
mean,
so-
the chin is so sensitive.
I don't want to
Why
take it on
would
the
you
chin.
take it on your chin?
So we've taught men to to do all of these things, and then now we're mad that they're not sensitive and they're not understanding and feeling and so on and so forth, and they are not vulnerable, and you can't get in because everything is that tough exterior. And so when I saw that you guys had that platform and you guys were out here like on tour practically just spreading that message, that was so inspiring, and so necessary. So necessary. So how did you get it? How'd you get into that? Because that can't you I know we had you on a couple years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
And we talked about your book and
Hmm.
your your stint as a NFL player, but that came afterwards. The Just Heal Bro came
Absolutely.
after.
Yeah.
So how did you jump into that?
Yeah. First, I want to give a shout out to my friend Jay Barnett, who pulled me in. He's a therapist. Or should I say Dr. Jay Barnett, one of my good friends from back in the day from Houston, Texas. He had told me that he was working with a collective group group that focused on healing Black men, and he told me that he wanted me to be a part of it. And so I told him, man, whenever you call, I'm showing up. And so I was able to participate and be a part of that and impart my knowledge on mindfulness and meditation. And that's why they brought me in to be the expert to speak about that and to speak about the mindset that it takes to adopt that practice, to recognize that men have to cry, they have to get it out, they have to release that anger, that hurt, that shame that they live with and they deal with for a very long time. And also, that verbal abuse. A lot of times men get beat up so much they don't even know when to say enough is enough. And so uh, I was able to share my knowledge and my my experience with young Black men that did not have a direction. So we gave them a direction and went on tour to 30 different states, 30 different cities, and imparted that knowledge and that love to these young Black men that needed it. And it's a lot more that needed, and it wasn't enough. But for now, it was postponed because everybody's doing a little bit of everything now, and so we needed to take a break and get away from that. But for the time being, it was such a beautiful uh, um, platform that I was invited to, and I was just a part of. So I was grateful for that. So now I have my own platform, which is called Game Beyond the Game, where we help. Well, the business is about events and retreats, or should I say, events and experiences, quote unquote retreats, and that's what we create. We create these incredible 1 to 2 days events where we help you with your finances, with your vision, and your mindset, and your health, and also helping you align yourself, to amplify yourself and evolve and understand your values and the power of silence. That's one of our biggest ones, like the power of silence, where we have a 1 to 2 day event where we're silent. That's it. And a lot of people do not know how to be silent anymore. It's about we feel that we have to answer every question. We feel
Would you please share?
and that's a huge part of knowing who we are, right? We don't. The only time that we are silent, if that, is when we're asleep, and a lot of times we're snoring. So we're not as silent as we would like to be, but uh, being silent while you're conscious is a difficult process, and so we invite people to come to the event and see if you're up for the challenge, and if you can be silent for a long period of time, because there's power in being silent, because now you start to become mindful of what you're putting your energy into, what you are putting your attention into, how intentional you are in terms of using your brain power, using your voice, how you're going to speak up and when do you speak. And you don't have to answer every question. You don't have to say hi to everyone. If someone's asked you a question, don't feel compelled to say something, like pause. It's power in the pause as well. So it, it's it's beautiful what we've created, and I'm enjoying being the founder and the CEO of this amazing company, Game Beyond the Game.
I love that. I love it. We met at a it was a conference for coaches who were for athletes, right? So when athletes are and to what you are talking about, the game beyond the game, right? Is after these athletes are done, like, okay, it's probably been a part of their life for so long, right? Since they were little. And then what do you do? And I think a lot of people, you can apply that in so many different phases of your life. Like a lot of us we are our career, right? I am a parent, right? And so when we have those changes beyond the career, beyond parenthood, right? Those kids grow up and they got their own thing going on. And a lot of people have struggles with those transitions into, even like military. Now you're not in the military anymore. Those things, those transitions we can struggle with because they become our identity. And like mindfulness and meditation has been for me, and I know for you too, this is how we connected so much because it's a game changer. It's a game changer. When I started meditating, where I learned I did not need to answer people all the time. Like,
the funny thing is that not only is it good for you, it's actually better for them.
Absolutely.
Like
I am saving your life right now.
Like, because honestly, no, it's like when you allow someone to put you into that space, they're not going to like your response. They're going to really hate it. And it's like, I used to always say this thing of, I'm giving it all that I have. Like, I'm giving it all that I have. And now I've moved to, I'm giving what's available. And that is all that I'm giving. I can only give you what I have available for you. And that is it. And you're not worth an NSF in my life. I'm not going to write a check out of my account and overdraw it to give you something and take it from myself. You're not worth an NSF. Like, I'm not doing it. And so I'll give you within the capacity for you. And then I'm going to go on. And for me, as a business owner, no, honestly, as a business owner of two very successful businesses, I had to learn that the hard way. Because it started off like, I'm here, no, I'm there. Oh, I'm here, no, what do you need? No, I'm here, I'm there. Like, I was spreading myself so thin that it wasn't even the fact of forget the work the work product you're producing. I had no time for me. Like, even in my sleep, I was getting jerked out of my sleep because all those things are on my mind of what I gotta do. You're just going to the restroom. Like, why can't you go back to sleep? Because now you're thinking about, did you send out this email? And so it has become, if they don't have the email, they don't have the email. They'll get it tomorrow. And that's okay.
Absolutely.
But when I was awake, I gave it all that was within my ability to give it. And I can go to sleep knowing that I gave what I had available for it, and that is it. And it's like, until you learn and understand that power that you have within yourself. And it's like, a lot of the things we're talking about are just boundaries. It's like creating boundaries around yourself and stating that I'm not available for you anymore. And it becomes, and like, even with your children, and the hardest things are also with your spouses. It's like, I don't want, like, I love you, but I don't want to be by you right now. I really just want to be with me for a minute. Let me just give me some of me so that when I come back, I can show up as who you need me to be, but I need to give me some of me. And once I have some of me, then I'm good. Because I love being with me. I love me some me.
I like that. I'm gonna be over here giving me some me.
I'm gonna give me some me. If
Give me
all
some
these
me.
people love you and
Okay,
want to be around you, you must have something that's like worthy of a whole lot.
I'm a vibe.
I'm a whole vibe.
absolutely,
Give me some of
absolutely.
me, like, and I'm like me.
I'm about to-
Yes, absolutely. You know,
When I first got divorced,
a
it
wise
was.
person. Oh,
Go ahead.
no, go ahead. No, go ahead. No,
No, I was
no,
just
because I
saying
want to hear your story. Because
when I
all I
first
was
got.
gonna say, just like a
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
no, all I was gonna say was, givers have to be the ones to set the boundaries, not the takers.
Yes. Yes.
Absolutely, because the
Take the
takers gonna keep
family.
taking. They like,
They gonna keep
that's all
taking.
you had was 50 cents. Okay, get that here. Oh, you had a half a penny. Oh, okay, I'm gonna take that. Okay, it was on the table. We thought we could just take it too. Well, that was mine, but if you gonna take it, okay, go ahead.
Are you from New Orleans?
Oh, you heard it.
I heard it. Yeah,
Yeah.
baby. Yeah.
All day.
It came out. You heard me?
Love that.
So, Lacey, please continue with your story. I wanted to hear
No,
from you.
I was just saying when I first got divorced, my weekend alone, it drove me crazy. It was so quiet in my house. And I was just like, I don't know what to do with myself. And my niece was like, why don't you go to the movies? I'm like, I'm not going to the movies by myself. And she's like, you're not going by yourself, you're going with yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to the movies with myself because I'm a vibe.
I'm going to the bar with myself and people want to talk to
Absolutely.
you all the time. I've had to tell people I'm on a date. Like
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
I'm on a date. I don't have time. I don't. It's a no for me.
Date with
I'm on
myself.
it with myself. With
Yeah.
me, myself, and I. Table for me, myself, and I. Thank you.
All cheers.
All three of us. We'll have a whole bottle of wine in a glass bottle. Thank you.
Oh, I love this.
I am that, but it's so funny, but it's also so true. And a lot of the times, if we're looking for someone else to be the things that we should be for ourselves, right? We're looking for someone else to be our peace. We're looking for someone else to be our healing. We're looking for someone else to make us happy, be our joy. Like we have
Oh no, the new thing to give me a soft life.
So,
That's what the kids say, right? I want a man to give me a soft life, baby. You're gonna have a hard life getting that soft life.
absolutely, right? Yes.
listen. But I get the soft life, not that I want somebody else to give it, because you have to give it to yourself.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like at some point, like why would someone else give you what you wouldn't even give to yourself? Like I'm going, but it's a transition.
Mm-hmm.
If all you know is the struggle and hard, then the life don't just show up. This is
But
not
you don't even know how
Pretty
to
Woman.
accept, right? You don't even know how to accept it because, as you're saying, you're so used to the struggle,
Right.
Like you're used to, like like as you talk about, like the necessary of healing for Black men, even with Black women all we know is the struggle. Like we
Absolutely.
don't even understand success, like because we're like, I have to be struggling. So we're in the struggle mindset, and so it's like once you put in yourself, like, and I gave myself the soft life maybe 5 years ago. And I've been living in softness. So when my husband showed up, he knew the assignment had already been set because I laid out the rubric. We live softly and in peace over here.
But you deserve it. You deserve it because you put in a hard work.
Yes.
Right? Absolutely.
Yes.
But
Man.
everything starts with yourself, or should I say, with your cells, right? That's what self came from. It derived from cells, and everything starts with your cells. And so,
Yes.
you have to be mindful of that. You have to understand that.
Yes.
And we can break it down to the molecular structure. Then we start to understand the macro of everything, and we start to understand our purpose and our intention and our why and what we're putting our energy into. So that's really key for us to have that soft life. You cannot have a soft life until you experience the hard life, because you won't be able to compare the two. You won't be able to tell the difference or distinguish, or be, or discern, have discernment when it comes to those two things. And so, the polarities are the teachers and the process, and that's beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love that. That's my first time hearing that. I want the soft life. Somebody come around me and say they want the soft life. I'm like, hold on, I'm a man. I'm hard. No, I'm just playing.
No, I'm telling you, you want the soft life. I'm telling you now. So I just came back from my wedding, and my goal was to bring all of these people to a space to just like have an experience. And I was like, listen, it's gonna cost you a little bit, but I need you to come so you can just see what I'm saying. Just because they trusted me so much, they went out on a limb and they saved to get there. Right now, to this day, they're having culture shock coming back from that, because all they know now is no, that is what I'm now aspiring to get. That is what I need. The bar has been risen, and that's now what I know I need, and I deserve it. Like, I'm supposed to have that, but they know that because they know what it was before, and now they have something new to aspire to. And so you have to be able, like, and that's how you continue to give within yourself, but also give back to others once you've had those experiences, to give them those experiences. Don't gatekeep, don't, come in and close the door. Anyone else in here.
You can't come
Right.
Here's the thing, the more of us that are here, the better. We were just in Tuscany,
Absolutely.
Italy, at a $1 billion property, and we were black for real, not for fake. We had them
I know.
playing meals, dreams, and nightmares in Italy.
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished?
Literally.
Hey, you got to give us some tips. Well, my wife and I some tips, because we will be living there this year for a month. So please
So you're
let
going
us
to
know.
Tuscany?
Yes. We're
Absolutely.
living
I
there
will
for 30
definitely
days.
connect with you. Yeah,
Please do.
absolutely.
I love,
We'll definitely make sure you guys get connected.
absolutely.
Because to your point, right? Elevated experiences. We're not supposed to gatekeep, and that's our problem. Our problem a lot of the times, like, we get here and we don't want to tell you how we got here. We don't want to tell you. We don't want to elevate your experiences. Or now we start to look down, right? Hey, well, I'm here and you're not. No, come on, bring everybody along. There's enough shine for everyone. And if we change our mindset to realize that, right? The more that are here, the better. It's better for you. It's better for those who are coming behind you. And we have to change that mindset. We gotta be a whole vibe. We gotta show up and be helpers to one another.
Absolutely.
I agree with you 100%. And you know what I think it is? I think it's fear. I think
Fear
we're
of what?
afraid. Like, we're
Afraid of what?
afraid of a few things. We're afraid of being, like, we're afraid of like imposter syndrome. We're afraid of being shown like this is like, being brought back into this is who I used to be, or this is who I was, this is where I've come from. And we're also like, we can fear if it's a space, if it's only because in our brains we think it's only
finite.
enough space for this for this
finite.
many of us.
Yeah.
And so if I let someone else in, then that means
Less space
I'm
for
out.
me.
So that, like, it creates this constant fear. And so we're like, I can't bring someone else in because that means it's no more for me. What's for me is for me. What's for you is for you. And nothing about that can change. But you have to find space and peace and balance and understanding who's in front of you and knowing who you are. And you have to move from fear. You have to find freedom. And until you find freedom, you'll always be in that not good enough, scared of being found out, scared of being sought out. You'll live in that space. You'll always be there. And so I always tell people the best way to create any legacy or create anything for yourself is to find freedom. It's like, don't let no one else can tell your story. No one else can write your book. And if they decide to tell a version of your story, all you can say is, oh, that was the version of me that you met that day.
I love that response. I'll add to that because I agree.
You're gonna be in the
We
I'll
can
add to
resurrect this
what you
individual
both
if you
said.
like.
I'm healing.
Healing.
It's process. It's continuous.
It's continuous. I'm
Continuous
practicing
process.
every
And
day
so
to not allow that to return.
I love it. I
Right on the
love it.
other side.
I'll add something to this. I'll add one thing to that. And I agree with you both 110%. Another thing is when you share information with someone, and there are some people that will take the advice and hold on to it and apply it later. There are some people that will take the advice and apply it right away. And there are some people that will hear the advice, but they will not do anything with it. And what happens is the person that takes the advice right away, they take action and they make moves. And this happened to me. And when they surpassed me, I felt some type of way. And I was like, oh, man, I gave them the information and they took it and they ran with it and they surpassed me. And it was I had to sit down with myself and I had to remind myself of why did I want to give them the information? And it's because I want to be of service and I want to help. And that was my true purpose. And so I had to reconnect with my true purpose. And because I lost sight of that. And I had to reconnect with that. And once I reconnected with that, I was so happy for their success, which I also understand success breeds success. And so if I can create success for someone else, there is a hope and a possibility that they will come back and share that success. However, if they do not, I'm still the same person that I am and I'm still whole. I don't have to compare myself to anyone. So a lot of times I feel that's the reason why a lot of people do not help out the other, because they don't want to feel like they're left behind. But the reality of it is you're successful by helping someone else be successful. And that will always come back to you, no matter how you look at it, no matter if you're trying to figure out the how it's going to come back to you. I think we get stuck in that, but it's just more so don't even be concerned about the how it's going to come back to you.
That's
Just
right.
know that the universe and God is always constantly looking over you and saying, okay, you don't worry about it. We're going to get you back. You're good.
Yeah.
So
I think a lot of times we get stuck in looking for the return where we gave it, right? And sometimes you can go to Nordstrom in Massachusetts and purchase something, and then that thing doesn't work for you. You can return it at another Nordstrom. It doesn't have to be the same one. And we are oftentimes looking for our return at the same place. I gave you, you need to give back to me. But we have completely discounted where we have received from here, and here. And we're still focused on this one area I gave and they didn't give back. Sometimes people can't give back. They don't know how, they don't have. They never understood, and half the time they didn't ask, right? We gave it, and when we give, we should give it freely. Yeah. And then, but we're not remembering that all the others that have poured into us, because we're so focused in this one area that we're missing all of these other opportunities for connection and relationship and building in these other spaces where other people are like, I would take you to the mountaintop with me, but you're so focused on
here. But you know what it is? It's like how egotistical am I? It's that ego. And it's because that ego is not being fed. And the thing is that you have to starve your ego. all the it's a
Mm,
it's a continuous practice. You have to continue to
mhm,
starve your ego, because if you allow your
mhm.
ego to take over, because your ego is all within you, and so it's your brain against your brain, and so it's your brain telling
You're
you,
right.
like, you, oh, you should have been there, or you should have been there. No, your purpose was fulfilled when you gave him the knowledge that God told you to give to him, and then he
Absolutely.
passed it and he did what he was supposed to do with it,
Hmm.
and you let
Hmm.
it go, and you say, you know what, that wasn't my ministry. My ministry will come and I will receive what I need to receive when it's time for me. That ego,
Absolutely.
bye. Like, I don't have time for you. I don't have, like,
Bob.
because it also makes you feel like you're falling short. You never feel enough. You're inadequate. Like, I'm like,
Absolutely.
I'm doing this, like, oh, everything is so good for those people. How they keep on getting a break, and I'm working this hard, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. It's like, you know what? Where you're going, you have a
Mhm.
different journey. And so you have to only
Absolutely.
worry about your path. And that's the only,
Hmm.
like, leave that ego at the door. Like, that ego will tear you up. It will
Absolutely.
keep you out of rooms. It will keep you out of spaces. It will keep you from blessings. You have to let that ego go.
Hmm.
Like, and you know, you have to check ourselves. We know when it's the ego that's coming in. Like, we have to check ourselves. Like, we have to always do checkups. Like, girl, you tripping right now. Like, that wasn't okay. Get this together. This ain't who we are. We don't do
Yeah,
that.
that's why. That's
Do
why.
that.
That's why.
We don't do that. We
That's
don't
why
do
the
that.
power of
We don't do
meditation
that.
is
We don't do that
really,
no
really
more.
important.
Like, how's her hair keep growing long like that? This is ridiculous. Like, I'm using all the grow drops and everything, and I still get, my hair won't go past shoulder length. You just mad. For no reason. Tell them why you mad, son. My husband bought me some.
That's
Oh man.
that's hilarious. But no, absolutely. I think that we have to check our mindset. We have to
Mhm.
figure out what's going to work for us and find your purpose. I think
Mhm.
checking your mindset, figuring out what works for you, and
Yeah.
understanding your purpose will change
Mhm.
your whole view
Mhm.
on life and the things that happen within it. And we and we're going to find our tribes too, right?
Mhm.
Find our tribes. We're gonna connect with good people that give us the good energy that we need. That are gonna be like, oh girl, you tripping? Don't do that. Don't do that.
We don't do that.
We won't do those. We won't do those things. Come on over here.
Come over here. Come sit down over here. Come get you some of this. Come get some of this. What's that?
Listen, definitely, no, we definitely have to do that and put ourselves in different spaces from a
Absolutely.
mindset perspective first, and the other
Mhm.
things are going to come. The other things are going to come, but when you find that you're in the same spaces and the same patterns and so on and so forth, you gotta shake things up sometimes. You gotta do something a little bit different to get something a little bit different.
Yeah.
And if you want a lot of bit different, do something a lot of
A
bit
lot of
different.
self
Yeah.
accountability.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Listen, Prince, it is always, always, always a pleasure talking to you and having
Absolutely.
you on the show and all that
Mhm.
good stuff. I see you. I see what you're doing out here in these streets. I appreciate it. The community needs it.
Thank you.
The people need it. And so we definitely appreciate you taking out the time. I know when I was like, hey, we got to get you back on the show. You had been so busy last year, we didn't even get you on last year. And
Right.
then I was like, we got to get you on this year. And you were like, I'm doing a thing, but I'm gonna pull away. I got this much time. I can
Yeah.
jump in. And I was like, I'll
Yeah.
take.
And it was a meaningful set of time.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You came in with intention, and it was great intention.
That's
Yes,
wonderful.
yes.
Yeah,
So
that's
as
good.
usual, we thank you. We appreciate you. Thank you for coming
Welcome.
out. Keep being a blessing to the
Thank
community.
you.
Keep being a blessing to your family, and keep
Mhm.
doing what you do, brother. We love to see it out here. Make
Mm.
sure you guys are following Prince Daniels Jr. Is that who you are on social media, Prince
Oh,
Daniels Jr.?
on social media, I think on Instagram, I think my handle is at Prince ADJR. So that's my middle initials and junior at the end. So Prince
Gotcha.
ADJR. Follow the company on Instagram as well. Game Beyond the Game. Game
Game
Beyond the
beyond the
Game.
game. So guys, make
Yep.
sure you follow him. Go and
Mhm.
order his book.
Mm.
Get
Mindfulness for the Ultimate Athlete, Mastering the Balance Between Power and Peace.
yes.
Yes.
So
Yep.
make sure you do that. And go to delaceypaisley.com. We'll share all the information there with you. Again, make sure that you follow him. But if you didn't catch everything that we said just now, just go to delaceypaisley.com, sign up for the newsletter. We're gonna get it out to you so that you can make sure that you make these connections, because it's important. This year, my motto for 2025 is unapologetically upward. Yeah. Unapologetically upward. I'm not apologizing for any successes. I'm apologizing for myself for not doing what I'm supposed to do, and we're gonna keep it moving.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
And
You
so,
deserve it. You deserve it all.
oh, thank you.
Absolutely.
But we
Absolutely.
appreciate you.
Thank
I'm your girl Paisley. I'm the Mindset Makeover Maven and the Dope Life Movement Creator.
And I'm your girl, Darylyn.
you.
If
Darling,
you
thank you.
enjoyed
I have to figure out what else I do.
attorney, wife, business owner, we'll check it.
I
We'll
was
check out.
more doper.
We're gonna sit down and put this whole list together. She'll have a moniker by next week.
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? Put an extra more another thing in it.
Flexing on these.
Hey, come on now. Hey, I'm about to show 'em. I'm gonna to be continued in Italy, right?
Yes. So we have an
Hey.
agreement. We haven't been in the same space, but he dances on his Instagrams and stuff. I was like, I'm gonna dance with you one day. Me, you, the kids, the wife, we just go all
Don't
day.
dance.
Just dance. Such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful. Life is too short not to dance. You know, all that mean mugging and all that. Look. I'm
That's about one good
trust
hit.
me.
We're gonna get out there.
You better drink some of that CBD.
I'm telling you, I'm trying to get loose, baby.
We're trying to relax the bones, relax the joints.
Relax the joints.
Relax it.
I say lubricate the joints. Okay.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, yes, ladies, thank you so much. I have to go. Thank you so much for everything that you're doing. Keep up the amazing work. Keep inspiring, and helping others aspire to be great, to be the best versions of themselves. Because not many people are being that, and a lot of people are not being authentic and genuine. And so that's valuable in this near future, this current future, should I say? And now I'm not a financial advisor. And this is not financial advice, but get into crypto before it's too late. I just leave with that. Yes. And if you want to know,
so much.
yes, and if you want to know what to get into, look up ISO 222 and get that. And your life will be set. So we got about at least 4 to 6 years to create generational wealth. So I leave you with that. I'm not going to say anything else, but I just want to share that with people. I feel.
He said, Google it.
Google it. Yeah, Google it. Check it out. Or ChatGPT or whatever that you need to do. But
whatever you need to do.
yes,
All
exactly.
right. Well, thank you. We appreciate you. We will be here again next week live at 7 p.m. right here at Dope Life with Delacey Paisley. We want you to be dope because you are dope on purpose. See you soon.
Peace.